Donald Trump's presidential victory has left many wondering what's next for America and the rest of the world. Starting from the trade barriers to the immigration policies, the unconventional approach of Donald Trump has sparked both admiration and outrage. So what would be the potential consequences of this presidential victory? Do you think will it lead to economic growth or cause stagnation? Do you think whether it will add to economic unity or fuel division? So let's delve into the potential implications of Trump's presidential win and hear some of the experts' opinion in this video. We are going to discuss some of the key implications that are likely to happen. In America, it is expected to have increased spending leading to higher inflation with stronger dollar and heightened trade barriers, because these are the primary policies of Donald Trump. But how it is going to impact the country like India? We are going to see that in sectors starting from foreign portfolio investments. This segment is likely, seem to have a positive impact. Why? Because we have a strong and robust relationship with US, right? For the past few months, we have seen the stock markets being so volatile. This is likely to get stabilized initially, and we also expect to witness some of the reversals that happened recently in terms of the outflows of foreign institutional investments. Okay, by the month of October 1, 2024, overseas investors have offloaded shares worth of 1 lakh crore. So this is something which is likely to get reversed according to the experts' opinion, and we are likely to witness some positive inflow of foreign portfolio investments. And then talking about the capital flows, it is also likely to increase, but if there is any delay in the US interest rate cuts, it is definitely going to affect the inflow of the foreign portfolio investments. Why? Whenever there is a delay in the interest rate cuts of the United States, or whenever the interest rate cuts are not done, it is definitely going to affect the emerging markets. Why? It will affect the inflow of money into the emerging markets because of not having rate cuts in the US, right? So when the inflow of money into the emerging markets is getting affected, it will definitely affect the inflow of capital as well as the foreign portfolio investments, and it will also affect India's rate cuts. Why? Because whenever we see the federal bank reducing the interest rates, we also have some situations in India for the RBI to go for reduction in the interest rates, right? But when that is not done, this is also not that possible. So it seems to give three kind of implications, starting from affecting capital flows to the reduction in rate cuts in India, and also it is going to affect the Indian currency. Why? Because any policy that the America is going to carry out so as to maintain inflation will also tend to protect the value of the dollars, right? So whenever the value of the dollars is getting protected or strengthened, it will affect the value of the domestic currency, especially rupee value. So these are certain things which can harm this particular expectation of having higher inflows of foreign portfolio investments in India. Moving forward from here, we have the trade dynamics. Here, it is very well known that Trump will always follow a protectionist trade policy aimed at reducing the trade deficit of US, right? So this protectionist trade policy in terms of higher tariffs is going to have twofold impact on India. The first thing, it is likely to increase the exports cost of generic drug manufacturers, paving way for higher pharmaceutical and information technology sector getting affected because of higher exporting costs, right? And it is also tend to affect the India's IT sector because of slowing demand in by means of increasing the tariffs, right? Okay, so these are the two sectors which are going to directly get affected because of the protectionist trade policy of Donald Trump. Talking about the monetary policy, as we already discussed, any delay in the rate cuts will definitely affect the the rest of the country's domestic sentiments, starting from investments, okay, as well as in managing the inflation, right? So this is something that is likely to cause inflation. It can also affect the Indian businesses because the returns that you can expect in America from American investments are likely to reduce. So that can also affect the people from investing in other countries of the world. So these are the two main things that are likely to happen whenever there is a delay that happens in reduction in the rate cuts. Moving forward from here, exchange rate. Obviously, Trump has always, seemed to focus more on increasing the value of dollars, with the current happenings around the world aimed at replacing dollars with other currencies. Of course, Trump is going to take a strict action against that, as far as I think. So this will something definitely, help in strengthening the US dollar. When the US dollar is getting strengthened, it means it is going to weaken the emerging market currencies, including Indian rupee, right? So he will also come forward, he will also come up with some kind of fiscal measures to increase the bond yields in America, right? Through tax reductions and the fiscal measures that will again pave way for, more investments into America than to the other countries' government bonds. Okay, so what are the consequences that we are talking about here? It will definitely increase India's import expenses. Why? Whenever the value of dollar is getting increased, the amount that you have to spend for imports will increase, right? So that will again affect India's trade deficit. Okay, so after some period of time, the volatile market conditions can lead to, can change to a condition of market instability as well, when the value of this dollar is getting strengthened, right? Fine. So these are some things which you have to remember about the exchange rates. Talking about the overall benefits, Indian export sectors like the automobiles, solar equipments and chemical production are likely to see a good amount of benefits. Why? It is because of the US policy towards China. Excessive restrictions or excessive tariffs on Chinese imports will obviously pave way for these automobile sectors and solar equipments of India to see some amount of potential benefits in the United States. And the Donald Trump's fuel policy is also likely to reduce the energy cost, paving way for positive impact on the Indian oil companies like HPCL, BPCL, IOC, etc. And then he is always known for, giving more importance to strengthening the manufacture and the defense sector in the country, in the United States, as a result of which we can also witness some amount of, improvement in the defense sectors in India, which are in relationship with the United States. So talking about these companies like ABB, Siemens, Cummins, Honeywell, so these are having presence in both United States as well as India. So any measures that Trump takes to safeguard and protect the interest of manufacturing especially seems to benefit these companies. And he is also going to aid Indian businesses improve supply chain efficiency, especially when it comes to defense sector, okay, because of the tie-up that we have with respect to the defense manufacturing. So any efforts aimed at reducing Chinese manufacturing dependency on United States will obviously give some positive impacts for India. And we know that in the last decade alone, the the exports that we make to United States has doubled. So it is somewhere about 77.56 billion now. So provided all these measures being taken in place with so much of restrictions on Chinese imports will obviously give some positive benefits for India. But of course, under caution, we cannot be that sure as well. Now, so talking about the disadvantages, we already know that this H-1B visas during the last presidency of Donald Trump has created so much of chaos, right? So this is something that has to be, given more attention to so as to avoid similar kind of situations. although the IT companies were able to manage at that time using green cards and other measures. Talking about the trade policies, we already know that Trump has always criticized India's trade policies as being so protective in nature, and he is someone who suggested for reciprocal tariffs as well. So, and then finally, his administration could pressure India to reduce trade barriers, and that can also affect sectors like IT, pharmaceuticals and textiles. So this is all for today, and finally we can anticipate the US fiscal deficit. Increase in US fiscal deficit under Trump could lead to global inflation and higher interest rates, creating challenges for emerging markets and monetary policy. So this is all for today, and let us keep watching the news for some time so as to have a clear idea about what are the other things that are likely to happen after this presidential election. So if at all you are preparing for UPSC, I have an exciting offer to let you all know. There is one scholarship that is going to happen on November 10, and you are going to win exciting offers from a pool of rupees 50 crores, starting from an opportunity for you to go to Australia and watch Border Gavaskar Trophy with a luxury staycation with your family, and also win exciting prizes like laptop, tablets and smartphones. So I wish you all take part in the test that is going to happen on November 10 at 11 a.m. and win these exciting prizes. You also have a scholarship benefit, that is, if you use this code, that is RIYA50, you will be able to get, a course worth of all these things for just 24,999. So it is a great benefit where you will be also able to get the PDF and the PPT of all the lectures that you attend, and you will also have the mains test series with evaluation with one-on-one mentorship. So please subscribe now using this code and get these benefits. Thank you so much for watching. If you have not subscribed to UPSC Warriors channel, please subscribe. See you all in the next video. It is Soundarya, your economy educator. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.